What's up, guys? We're Lore Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about the disease that is affecting the universe of the Last of Us game.
Yes, we are going to be talking about that. And that was a very good intro, I think.
I tried.
Specifically, we just kind of wanted to scratch the surface of it. Obviously, it's a zombie type thing, kind of. You'd agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree. The cordyceps fungus is...
The cordyceps fungus?
It's a fungus.
I'll give you $1 right now if you can say it 3 times fast without messing up.
Cordyceps fungus, cordyceps fungus, cordyceps fungus. Boom!
I'm not going to really give you $1.
Fuck. Okay, anyway.
The cordyceps fungus.
It is transforming people into zombies,
yes.
Essentially. Basically making them more aggressive, taking away their higher brain function, and just making them hungry for human flesh.
And there's something similar to that in real life, though, isn't there? I remember reading before about something that ants get affected with.
Yeah, there is a disease called Ophiocordyceps universalis, or otherwise known as zombie fungus.
That's way cooler than other
zombie fungus. It affects ants, and it basically, what it does, it is the spores attach to the ant's body, and it kind of almost uses something like mind control, where it makes the ant walk back to its colony, and then the spores will release from the fungus, infecting the other.
That sounds dead on what Last of Us is, pretty much.
How so?
Well, that's what that was all about. These people get spores and they go spread it,
and they seek out other.
Yeah, because they don't attack
bodies.
each other.
Yeah,
so they go seek out other bodies.
Okay,
that's one thing that I liked in particular about Last of Us. Like, you can kind of compare Last of Us to a bunch of other. Because, like, zombies are kind of in the mainstream now. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of zombie stuff.
Yeah, like Left 4 Dead, Undying Light's the new game.
Yeah, I heard great things about that game. But it's kind of like that idea that a super disease comes and these things happen.
Okay.
What I like most about it, though, because you see something like The Walking Dead, which I'm just going to use as an example, where the disease happens, but then it only transfers through biting. And also people have it, just like straight up in The Walking Dead. And I feel like in real life, we'd have adapted to that. That's not a problem in real life, because we fucking aim for the head and boom, problem solved.
Or, wear metal armor.
Yeah, it seems I think we as people could deal with however The Last of Us, even if you did know about it in real life, like you know how to handle zombies. It's a thing of these spores can just come out of nowhere, and it infect people.
Yeah, it's still more readily transferred through biting, and how it originally got spread is the fungus-affected crops.
Yes.
So there wasn't a patient zero that went around biting people. It was people were eating these spores that were growing on these crops, and that's how it started.
And that seems like that was what would cause much more widespread damage rather than
just
a patient zero
contact.
Yeah, that's not good enough, especially in today's modern society. So if there were zombies in The Last of Us, because a lot of those zombie video games don't have zombies like in their idea, like they just they never existed, so they don't know how to deal with them. But I think The Last of Us, if it happened for real,
if it happened to
it would be
this society, the one we're living in, I'm pretty sure we'd be able to adapt to it very readily.
Well, it kind of reminds me of, did you ever watch the movie with Will Smith, I Am Legend?
Yeah.
And how that virus spread, it was airborne.
Yeah.
And only a select few people were immune to it.
Yeah, only a couple people had the genes and the traits to keep those viruses out.
That's kind of what The Last of Us is. It's an airborne virus that can attach to these people.
It's a fungus.
It's a airborne fungus, I'm sorry. And 20 years from now, when we're playing the video game, they still have to throw on their masks all the time because there's spores in these places.
They've adapted. They know how to deal with it.
Yep.
I mean, I think in our society, we would have adapted fairly quicker than they would have.
Absolutely.
I feel like, especially here in the United States, where our government would be able to mass produce and distribute masks as soon as they...
Yeah.
I mean, and it wouldn't take long to figure out, well, people are getting infected by a fungus. Fungus spread by spores, airborne. Some spores are waterborne. We'd be able to control the method of...
yes.
What am I transferring?
Yeah, that's
spread.
Yeah, spreading. We could stop the spreading.
Yeah, we'd stop the spread.
And it kind of makes me think of one thing The Last of Us does that's really amazing for the story is it fast forwards 20 years to a world that has dealt with it. It's adapted to this kind of plague. I mean, it hasn't adapted well, but it has adapted. There's societies, they interact with each other. It's doing pretty well for itself.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well, but you see inside of Boston, everything's martial law.
It's very corrupt.
It's very corrupt. It's very cruel. I don't think we would have that. Hopefully, if our society were to succumb to that, hopefully we would still keep some freedom. However, I totally understand testing people as they come in and out, but maybe letting them go in and out more freely. I don't think,
Well,
even if it is
dangerous.
it would be dangerous.
And in any of these kind of societies, you're gonna have bandits for a lot.
Yeah, you're always gonna want people.
Cults
who
are
want
gonna
more
come
freedom.
out of nowhere. You're gonna have things like that. That's one thing I think. Again, coming back to also The Walking Dead kind of reminds that because you have all these bandits forming their own hierarchies.
Mm-hmm.
You have these people like, okay, I'm in charge of these people. We do whatever the fuck we want. There's gonna be a lot of that in a modern society. This is quickly becoming less of a discussion of the disease and more of a
What would happen if zombies broke out?
That's pretty good. Well, specifically The Last of Us zombies, because they were fast too, which is the biggest advantage.
It's not like they were walkers from The Walking Dead.
They weren't exactly fast though. They started fast. Runners. What are the 4 forms? What are they? Runners. Clickers comes next. Then spitters.
I think it's spitters.
And then I don't know the last one's called, but the fungal giant. And the fungal giant, very, very slow. The spitter, I think they're slow. No, they don't. They're not spitters. They throw. So I don't remember exactly what they do, but I remember they throw.
It's been a while since we've played.
It has been, but we still loved the game.
It was a wonderful game.
Clickers, I can't even do the noise. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's just Well, the clickers were pretty quick once they heard you, though.
They were, but even then they just kind of fidgeted towards you. They weren't as quick as runners.
Yeah. You still had, even if they detected you, you had a couple
Yeah.
opportunities to take down the clicker before they got to you.
Exactly. Think about being a fungal giant, though. Like that's someone who, like, probably since day one, they've been getting infected.
Yeah, like, ever since the very start of the infection, they were, like, one of the few that got it.
That's kind of sad to think about.
That would be. But then you think how many people were runners, and those were people who have been maybe in the
That's
last
true.
year
There were
or
a lot
two.
more runners. That's sad to think about.
Yeah.
But the runners are dangerous. Then again, the runners just kind of sat to themselves. Remember, maybe that was a gameplay mechanic, of course, but for the most part, you walk up to a runner thing, and they're just kind of walking in a circle, maybe just kind of doing something to themselves.
They don't have to be smart.
They don't have to. They just have to be able
And
to.
they're
hear
not.
You. They're not smart. Well,
Like I said, the fungus takes away higher brain function.
yes, which is part of the biggest thing that the fungus does. But I really liked what that was with the Last of Us virus, because it seemed very much more threatening than any other virus I've ever thought of.
Or fungus.
I'm sorry, fungus virus. It's a virus, it's a fungus, it's all the same to everyone.
In Left 4 Dead, it's called the green flu, and that's a virus. So you may be getting confused with that.
Well, it's a zombie virus. That's how it's called a virus in every zombie
almost
thing.
everything. It's a virus. Yeah.
But in this time, it's a fungus, and that's super cool. They decided to bring something new, and it
bring something new by taking something from the real world.
You look at all the other zombies. It's always like the kind of skeletal corpse things. You look at these Last of Us zombies; they look beautiful. They really do. Like, they look beautifully terrifying because they're all fungled up.
terrifying.
Like the clickers in particular, they're like half their face.
I really enjoyed the thought and the time the art team put into the clickers, especially
Absolutely.
because that was like the main staple zombie that that was the
clickers
one.
are terrifying.
Clickers were terrifying. They were deadly.
They were the worst ones to run into.
Yeah, I hated. I mean, okay, I loved the game. It was tough.
I loved to hate the clickers.
I loved to hate how tough the game was.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a great game.
When you buy a video game, you shouldn't be entitled to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have some skill, determination, and luck. In my case,
Yes.
I got really lucky sometimes where like the clicker notices me and I whip out my pistol, and luckily I pop off a headshot.
Yep.
I don't do that very often, but when I do, I thank God for it.
It's a very great game. I think that's all we wanted to talk about, really.
Yeah, I mean, Last of Us is a wonderful game.
Absolutely. There's a lot of rich lore in The Last of Us other than just the disease, too.
Yeah, but we just wanted to focus on The Last of Us fungus, how it related to real life.
How society will collapse if we ever get fungal viruses.
Or it's not a fungal virus.
It's a fungal. It could be a fungal virus. I think we're out of time. It's a fungal virus. Video's ending now.
All right.
That's where it cut.
Guys, we're Lore Heroes.
We're cutting it there. Don't you try to trick me.
Guys, we're Lore Heroes. If you liked our video, please leave a comment or a like, and don't forget to subscribe.